Welcome back, everyone. First off, I want to thank you all so much for tuning into this channel. So as you can probably already tell by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about how to get into grad school. If you are new to this channel, I do ask that you please press that like button down below, the subscribe button, and also that little bell so you can keep updated with every time that I post a new video. With that being said, let's get this video started. So now, grad school is such a huge decision, and with that being such a big decision, you don't want to make a mistake. Grad school can be extremely expensive, it can be really time consuming, and most of all, it can be really stressful. So if you're going to make the decision to go to grad school, you definitely want to make sure that you make the right one. The first important thing to think about is to figure out why you want to go to grad school. Now, for some people, the reason could be the simple fact that they want to advance into a better role in their corporate career. There's some people where it's just like they just love school and they just want to continue. There are others where, you know, they finish their undergrad and they necessarily don't know what's next and don't want to take that next step, so they decide to go to grad school. Whatever your reason may be, you really want to figure it out, because that can really help you hone in on exactly what program that you want to go into. For instance, if I'm somebody who's in the corporate culture and I know that I want to advance all the way up the corporate ladder to some C-suite executive position, I really want to focus on maybe trying to get something like an MBA or like a master's in economics, something very businessy. I understand that in undergrad, your bachelor's degree doesn't really dictate the direction of your career, but grad school is a lot more specific. So if you're going to pick a degree for your master's program, you really want to be very specific in what you're interested in or what's going to be of most benefit to you. The next step for getting into grad school, I would say, is to just plan where you want to be. And I mean this from a physical location standpoint. For instance, if you know that you want to be in the West Coast and you decide to go to school on the East, that does not mean that you will have no opportunities out in the West, but you're probably going to work a little bit harder, because schools usually have people that come to recruit and have opportunities within the region or within the area that they're primarily in. If you want to be in Silicon Valley and you want to go pursue a master's degree, going somewhere in California really exposes you to those recruiters and to those opportunities, so that when you're deciding on what career you want to land into, you have those companies that are directly near, which makes that opportunity just a little bit easier for you. The next most important thing that you want to do is you want to make a list of programs. This is a very important part. These applications for grad schools are extremely expensive, so you don't want to be spending and throwing your money around to a bunch of schools that you think you're interested in when you're not. Sit down, think about it, look it up online, and really make a list of schools that you're primarily interested in and things that are going to be of benefit to you. You want to organize that list. You want to organize it by rank, price, and value. Whatever program you're going into, you want to look at the rank and how it's competitive in comparison to other programs around the country. If you can sacrifice a little bit of rank so that it can fit the price range that you're looking for, but still give you that same value, these are important things that you want to look into. So you don't want to sit there and just go to something that's extremely high ranked, but it leaves you in years and years and years and years worth of debt, and you're not even satisfied with your career. The next important thing in getting into grad school is figuring out whether you want to be in person or online. So I knew two things when it came to me wanting to go to grad school. I knew that one, regardless of the fact that I loved my undergrad experience here, I did not want to be here. But at the same time, I did not want to move into another college town and adjust to that. I wanted to kind of start my career, start making some money. But at the same time, I made a promise to myself that I did want a graduate education. I get up to 8 years to finish the program. 2, I work at my own pace. 3, when you're an online student, professors understand it a little bit more, because it's usually for people who have families, who have a lot more things going on. So they give you more leeway with certain things that need to be done. And I just felt like in this place and in this time in my life, I felt like that was just the best decision for me. Deciding whether you want to do it online or in person is an extremely important decision. So you really want to sit down, understand yourself before you make that decision. The next thing I want to say is have solid grades and a solid GPA. Now, you may have not thought about this if you're coming back and you maybe didn't do the best in undergrad. So you might want to take a few classes before you apply. So if you're watching this a year out before you already graduate undergrad, before you go into grad school, really try to make sure that your GPA is right and your grades are on point. Knowing that I didn't have to go back and take extra classes to raise my GPA just made things a lot easier for me, and it kept me a little bit more motivated. Sometimes when you want to do the grad school thing and you have to take all these extra routes and extra steps just to even get into it, you're a little bit discouraged. But nonetheless, if that is what you have to do, then that's just what you gotta do. But definitely try to maintain solid grades and a solid GPA. Everyone writes some sort of personal statement or statement of purpose. And really, that's just an essay explaining why you should be admitted into the program. Now, I can't stress this enough. Have everyone you know critique the essay. Don't think after the first person it's good. It's not. This could be the make or break decision for you. If you didn't have the best GPA, if something else on your application was maybe subpar, this could be the reason why somebody accepts or denies you into their program. So you really want to make sure that you put your time and effort into it by showing them that you cared. And by showing them that you cared is having everyone revise it for you, so you give whoever's reading your essay the best possible work that you could produce. Another part of the application process is the recommendation letters. Now, the first things first, you don't want to text anybody for a recommendation letter. It's unprofessional. I had to learn that the hard way. You don't want to write an email. You want to get these recommendation letters from people who know you, but from people who also are credible, like your professors, maybe an executive, maybe a manager, anybody that you feel is a credible source to talk about you and to explain the type of person you are, but is also doing well for themselves in their particular career, is somebody that you want to have write your recommendation letter. It doesn't always necessarily matter about the title. If you have a director write your recommendation letter, but the director knows nothing about you, then it's not going to be a sincere recommendation letter. So really pay attention to who writes this recommendation letter. These are the people that could also be a make or break in whether you get accepted or denied into the program that you want to. So you really want to put your best foot forward by trying to get the best people that you know to write on your behalf. And last but not least, you want to be confident. Be confident in throughout the entire process, in understanding that this is not something that happens overnight. It's going to take time. Understanding that you are right and that you are good enough to get into whatever program or whatever thing that you put your mind to. You really want to be confident, because the whole entire grad school application part can be extremely discouraging. Rewriting the essay over and over. Sometimes you may have to test over and over. Sometimes you may have to go back to school and take extra classes just to raise your GPA to even be considered. All that is stress. All that can be extremely negative. All that can be extremely discouraging. So you have to do everything that you can to remain confident throughout the entire process, so that you can have a clear head, so that you can perform at your best. So never feel like you can't do it, because you can. Okay, so that brings me to the end of this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I tried to keep it really simple and really straight to the point. Grad school is a tough decision to make, but it's definitely, in my opinion, a good decision that you can make. If you made it this far, I'm going to ask again that you please press that like button, the subscribe button, and also that little bell so you can be notified every time that I make a video. I really have fun making these videos and I want to continue doing so. But until the next time, peace.